Hello, thank you for joining me today. I'd like to talk to you about xMonitor and the user profile within xMonitor, how it benefits the administration from day-to-day operations. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is xMonitor? Well, xMonitor is simply put a container that holds configurations, configuration of servers, configuration of input Excel, Documentum, and other type of servers that we want to monitor or apply monitoring monitoring configurations to. So here we have a group called HR group, and we have a server that is already pre-configured for the HR group. Let's go ahead and take a look how what is being monitored on this server here. So as you can see, we have just basically the base server configuration, the server type, this is input Excel server, and we have the necessary information associated with it. Now on the server level here, we do not have a monitor applied. So let's see what we have here. We can click on the drop down and see that there is one profile there, but we really don't know what this profile is because server load threshold gives me an idea because I did configure it. I do have an idea, but you know what? Let's go ahead and click on manage profile and see what we have here. So you can see here that this profile is pretty generic. Doesn't quite meet our needs, right? So let me go ahead and create a new one. I'm going to click in Add New Profile. I'm going to say server profile. IA server. For IA server profile. And for this profile, we're going to go ahead and enable all the monitoring for both the CPU, for all of the CPU, disk space, memory, and server downtime. So in the drop-down list, we have 4 options. Disable, of course, means we're not doing anything with it. Enable means we're enabling the logging of that server event. There's also notification, which means we're enabling logging and then sending out schedule notification. And if this particular event we're monitoring is critical, we're going to go ahead and set this to high priority, which basically means it overrides the schedule and sends the notification immediately. For our purpose, we're going to go ahead and use notification. For CPU, I know that unless there's an issue with the coding of the process, I normally do not exceed 95% CPU usage. So I'm going to set that at 95. For this base, because I know there's potentially the server would pause, input Excel server would pause if it's not enough disk space. So I'm going to go ahead and get that notified well before the system comes to a stop. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this at 10% disk space. So if it becomes less than 10% of available disk space, I'll get notification. Memory notification again. Let me go ahead and set that at something a little bit more reasonable, 112 megabytes. Reserve. Server downtime. I know that this server normally takes between 5 and 10 minutes to come back up if I do a reboot on it. So I don't want to get notification if I need to do a reboot. So let's set this for 10 minutes before I get any notification. So let me go ahead, save this profile. The profile is saved. I'm going to select it and I'm going to apply this to our server profile. And since we're here already, let me apply that just in case. So since we're here already, let me check the input Excel configuration, see if there's any profile. In this case, we don't have one set up, so I'm going to go ahead and create one at this time for the input Excel profile, or for the input Excel monitoring. I will select the process, and from that, let's see if there's any particular profile that matches that. There is 2 here. There's IA default process monitor that's configured that looks pretty promising. Let me go ahead and click Manage Profile to check. yes, this is what I wanted, the IA default process monitor. It's being configured somewhere else already. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and say apply this profile. Save it. Bring us back to the server, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this. So our existing server have been updated with our profiles for both the server monitor as well as the input Excel server. So in just a moment, the tree is going to refresh with the profiles applied. So as you can see here, the screen has been, or the tree has been refreshed with the xMonitor performance test profile applied under the input Excel batches list. So the HR department has been increasingly receiving documents, and they found out that their needs has increased. So maybe a month later, they want to go ahead and add another IA server to create a scale server group. So for those who know what scale server group is, who doesn't know, a scale server group is basically a way to balance out the input Excel needs by allowing distributed processing of the batches. So let's go ahead and add the new server to the HR group. So I'm going to click on Add Server. And in here, we already have that server, at least the server name defined. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to select that server. And let's take a look at the server. I'm going to go ahead and edit it. So the system we know is an input Excel server. We don't have a monitoring profile here set up. So let's go ahead and select the same one that we selected with the previous server. So we select that. I'm going to apply it here. I'm going to check the input Excel. There is no profile added here. So I'm going to add the monitoring profile to it. We know that it's the same process. I know that the profile is going to be the default process profile. I'm going to go ahead, apply that, save it. Scroll down to the bottom, apply. And as you can see here, we have confirmation that it's been successfully applied. Go ahead, finish. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make sure we selected the server and save it again, because I am just a little bit paranoid in general. So as confirmation has been successful, we're going to go ahead and just wait a moment to refresh this. So okay, it took a couple seconds, but it got refreshed, and as you can see, the profile has been added. Let's go ahead and confirm. So here in the server profiles, we already have the default IA server profile, input Excel. We have the IA default process monitor profile apply. So setting up a new server took a matter of just a minute or so. Traditionally, it could take, if you have to create these profiles and apply it manually, it would take several minutes. So, we are looking at significant savings in terms of time and configuration. Another advantage with profile that I haven't mentioned yet is that if you make a change on the profile level and save that change, the change will apply to all the servers that have that profile applied to it. So, there's a significant time saving there as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to visit our website at www.iis-consultant.com. If you need additional information, please send an email to marketing@iis-consultant.com, and we'll go ahead and contact you after we get your information. Thank you very much.